All right, hello everybody. Welcome again to another live stream here on WooEnglish. And as always, this is your channel WooEnglish, and this is your host. And my name is Hamza, of course. And today, of course, we're going to have another fun, chill, laid back live stream about English where you are going to practice what you learn, hopefully, what you learn from our channel. Our channel, which is dedicated and specialized in teaching English through stories. We share one long video every single day. You can listen to it. Our videos talk about very topics, very interesting ones, and very current ones, like what's going on in the world. Through these stories, you can learn English unconsciously, indirectly, without you even noticing. And today, or well, on our live streams on Tuesday, on Friday, you get a chance to practice what you learned, or even if you are learning English outside of our channel, this is your chance to practice your English and see how well you're doing. Welcome. Today we have just started. I'm sorry if I started a little bit late. I was facing some internet problems. Let me just see if my phone light will make things better. I don't like it like this. I think I'm gonna just work like this naturally. All right, so I hope you guys are doing great. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss our daily videos. And also so that you don't miss our live streams every Tuesday, every Friday at the same time. Today, of course, will be another live stream, another Speak With Me live stream. And I think we should go right and start right away because we are already late a little bit. So let's start with the first one. All right, not the fun facts. All right. So the first exercise or the first activity for today, this is something that we did last time, but we did it with other or different words. And the first one is how do you pronounce the written word? So you have a word that is written on the top of the screen. You can see it right there. It's in red. And down below, you can see four options in how it is pronounced. I'm going to try to read what's going on. So there is chaos, there is chaos, there is chaos, there is chose. So which one do you think is the right pronunciation of the word that is written above? So I have four ways of pronouncing it. Can you tell me which one is correct? Is it chaos? So how is the red word pronounced? Is it chaos, chaos, or chaos, or chose? So which one do you think is the correct pronunciation? Write for me in the chat the right letter. Is it A, B, C, or D? This is a very good chance to check your pronunciation and also maybe learn. If you have never met this word before, you can learn the meaning of it and also the pronunciation. This word that is written in red simply means a state of disorganization, like when things are in absolute, this word, things are not organized. There is a lot of like, Savara, welcome first. How are you doing? Fantastic. Yes, we've seen this, by the way. We've talked about this specific word last time. So how do you pronounce? So this is the first activity, by the way. I give you words, you see or you look at the words and you tell me how do we pronounce them. So Savara, for example, right here, our friend Savara, very, very loyal viewer, always here, always making a great effort, always doing a lot of like engaged. And she says it's A. So, all right, let's just check. Yes, absolutely. So the first word that we have today is chaos. Sorry. The first word that we have today is chaos. So chaos is when there is a lot going on and things are not organized, or things like, for example, if your mom goes to your room, she can say, hey, there is a lot of chaos in your room, like things are not organized. It's messy. Like when we say chaos, especially like on big situations, for example, when there are a lot of manifestations, there are a lot of like protests, for instance, in a certain country, you will have a lot of chaos. War, when there is war between two countries, you will also have a lot of chaos. So chaos is the first word that we have today. Let's look at the second word for today. Again, you have the word, and what I want you to do is to tell me which one of the choices of the option is the right pronunciation. Is it deeped? Is it det? Is it, well, so let me repeat the pronunciation or the options. Debet, det, daped, or dehbeat. Which one is the correct pronunciation? Is it A, B, C, or D? According to you, according to what you know about the English language, if you have already met or learned or seen these words before somewhere, how do we pronounce them? I believe pronunciation is one of the most troublesome, as I said before. It's one of the most troublesome parts. Tamara, welcome. So I think pronunciation is one of the most troublesome parts of learning English. A lot of people suffer big time with pronunciation. So in this section or in this activity, I will try to teach you the pronunciation of very tricky words. For example, the first word was this one, which we said is pronounced chaos, though it has CH. So the CH is pronounced as K, right? So let's look at the second one. So the second one, you have the word in red. You have four options. You need to tell me which one do you think is the correct pronunciation. For our friend Tamara, it's B. The right pronunciation is B. Let me probably share with you the meaning of the word in red. Maybe you will recognize it. The word in red means if I give you like some money, that means that you are that word for me, right? You need to give me the money back. So that's basically what the word means. Is when you owe something to someone. All right, so I'm gonna wait for you to tell me which one is the right pronunciation. Our friend Tamara, as I said, chose the option B. So this is a very good exercise, as I was saying, because this exercise teaches you the pronunciation of very tricky words, like words that most people like mispronounce. A lot of people, of course, will pronounce the words the way they are written. Like they will just see the word and then pronounce it the way it is written. But mostly, it's not pronounced the right way. So let's see what is the correct pronunciation for this word. So this word is actually pronounced det, det. So the B is silent. And as I said, if you are in debt, that means that you took money from someone and you need to give it back to them. That's what we mean by debt. Or if you are in debt to the bank, that means that you took some money from the bank, you took a loan from the bank, and you need to give that money back. So debt, the B is silent, right? Debt. As they said, a lot of people mispronounce this word and they say debt because they pronounce the word the way they are written. But that's not always the case in English, as we have seen from the first word. There is CH, but it's pronounced chaos, chaos. So the CH pronounced as K. Word number 3. So how do we pronounce that word, which means a big mass of land that we see in the middle of the ocean? A big mass of land that we see in the middle of the ocean. And mostly these words, the word that is in red, often we find them in stories of pirates, of treasures, of adventure. We find the words in red. They are big masses of land that are floating in the middle of the ocean. What do we call them? Or how do we pronounce them? Sorry, I should say. How do we pronounce them? Is it Island? Is it Iceland? Is it Ireland? Or is it Island? Which one do you think is the right pronunciation? As I said, these words are quite tricky. because they are not pronounced the way you see them or the way you look at them. So how do you think they are pronounced? I will wait for your answers in the chat. And meanwhile, let me just remind you of what you are watching right now. This is WooEnglish. Our channel is dedicated to learning English through stories. We believe that the best way of learning English. Our first activity is about pronunciation. I give you words in red. I give you four options. You need to tell me which option is the correct pronunciation of the word. And please, if you can confirm with me, for people watching, if you can please confirm with me if the image is good, if the sound is good, if there are any technical issues, please let me know so that I can fix them. So how do we pronounce this word? No idea. I see no comments. All right, so this word is actually pronounced as island. Island. So the S is silent. In the previous word, the B was silent. So that word is pronounced det. And for the third word, the S is silent. So the word is pronounced island. Island without the S. So it's C is the right answer. And actually, as I said, an island is a mass or a piece of land that we find in the middle of the ocean. Most of the time, islands are related to stories or are found in stories about pirates, about treasure hunting, about adventures. We find a lot of people that go to islands and maybe they face some pirates or something like that. So that's basically the third word. This word actually will shock you the most. So, how do we pronounce the word that you can see written in red? And it is a word that means a military rank. It's a military rank. So how do we pronounce it? Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Or is it D? How do we pronounce the word written in red? And I promise this one actually will surprise you. Because in the previous words, we saw that some words or some letters in some words are not pronounced basically. So, but for this one, it's quite different. It's quite different. So it's not that some sounds here or some letters are silent, but some letters are pronounced in a completely different way. So who can guess in the chat? You can just guess, as I always tell my viewers. If you are not sure, you can guess in the chat, and that's your way of practicing your English. So how do you pronounce it? Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Or is it D? All right, Tamara says C. Maybe she's talking about the previous one. I don't know why I was not notified of that answer. Is this one or the previous one, Tamara? All right, I'm gonna reveal it. So the word actually is pronounced Colonel. So can you believe that? So the word is written like if I read it exactly the way it is written, it should be the second answer B, which is colonel or colonel, like it is pronounced in French. However, in English, it's pronounced colonel. And as I said, the meaning of this word is a military rank or a military level. It's pronounced as colonel, believe it or not. So it's very interesting. I always find this very interesting, this word. All right. Okay. This is a type of fish. I think that most of you know this fish, at least, this type of fish. But I don't know if you know how to pronounce it, if you know the correct pronunciation of the word. Is it A, B, C, or D? As I said, so this is a live stream, and it's a like speak English with me or speak with me live stream. You get to practice your English. You get to learn a little bit as well. But I would love for you to practice your English. Use this live stream. Use the chat section, the messages, or the chat section as your draft, as your a piece of paper. You can use the chat as a piece of paper. You can try to write whatever come to your mind. You can chat with me about whatever you like. You can practice. You can answer questions if you have the right answer. If you like think that you got the right answer, you can chat with me in the chat, and I would love to see more of you in the chat. So, how do we pronounce this word? A, B, C, or D? All right. See, a lot of people joining right now. Is everyone from YouTube? All right. Most of the people watching right now are from YouTube. So welcome everybody to this channel, WooEnglish. We are specialized, as I have been saying, since the beginning of the live stream. We are specialized at teaching English through stories. We help you learn English the natural way, the right way. The way you learned your mother tongue, like the way you learned your first language when you were just a kid. If you remember when you were learning your mother tongue, your first language that you learned at home, I'm sure your parents did not teach you grammar, did not teach you spelling, did not teach you any of that stuff. You learned English naturally by listening and then imitating, and that's what we believe is the right way to learn English, and that's why we share with you one video every single day. Every single day you will find one video on our channel where we talk about various topics. We talk, we have biographies, we have political commentary, we have a lot of varied topics that we cover. We have scientific topics, we have geography, we have history, we have politics, we have science, as I said, we have biographies. And our videos are catered or are made in such a way that they will help you learn vocabulary without even you noticing. All right. So the word is pronounced salmon. The L is silent, right? The L is silent. So it's salmon, salmon. That's how we pronounce this word. So let me see if this, yeah, all right. So this one is the last one. So let me go back and let's review the words that we have talked about today. So we have so far learned, I think, 4 or 5 words that we talked about the pronunciation of. So the first word is chaos, chaos. The second word is debt. The third word is island, island. The S is silent. The fourth word is kernel. It's pronounced kernel, which is very peculiar, very strange word actually to pronounce in English because it's written in a completely different way. And finally, we talked about the word salmon, where the L is silent. So you will notice this, I think, in English. A lot of words are pronounced in a completely different way than the way they are written. And that's, of course, that has a reason in English. All right. So now we'll talk a little bit about spelling. So spelling is how do we write words. It's orthography, as it is called in some other languages. So it's orthography. I have here a little sentence, and the sentence has like spelling mistake. It has one word is not written correctly. Can you spot the word? Can you tell me which word is not spelled, is not written correctly from the list that you have here? Which word is not written correctly here? All right, the first word that is misspelled here is the word committee. So committee is written with double M, double T. These are sometimes you can just look at words like this where we can like learn them here in on the live stream or on like certain activities, and uh, you will remember it forever. So remember, committee or committee is written with double M, double T, double A. So it has three double words: double M, double T, double A, right? So remember this. Committee is basically a union, like a group of people. We call them a committee. And most of the time, a committee has a special role. For example, the committee of like the neighborhood committee or the city committee or something like that. So, all right, let's look at the second one. I believe in second chances. One of the words in this sentence is misspelled. It's written in a wrong way. It's written incorrectly. I believe in second chances. Which word do you think is misspelled here? All right, sorry. I don't know. Meatballs. Meat. All right. Ahmed, are you hungry? I'm so sorry, guys. I see that you have been Giram, hello. Giram, hello. I'm sorry. I think you've been chatting, but I didn't see your chat. I didn't see. I was not notified. I'm sorry for that. I thought that everybody was sleeping. Yahya, hello. Ahmed, meet. All right. All right. Welcome, Ahmed. Basia, welcome. Great. Believe. Yes, absolutely. So believe. Yes. And also, Yahya, where are you from? Same for Tamara. Same for Basia. I see a lot of people. I'm sorry. I didn't check my comments actually because I was not notified for some reason. Believe Tamara. Are you sure? That's how we pronounce believe. Believe, absolutely. Exactly. All right. Wait, let me say. Yes, absolutely. So it's I before E actually in these words. Carol, so you're from Egypt. Wonderful. How is the weather in Egypt these days? Is it hot? Is it in Morocco? Because I'm from Morocco. It's absolutely hot these days. It's a little bit chilly, you know. When it's chilly, there is a little bit of breeze. There is a little bit of wind. But on the whole, I think it's very cold. It's very hot, I mean. They want to achieve things. They want to achieve great things. Jerem, where are you from as well? Exactly, summertime. But how much or how many degrees does it reach in Egypt? in Cairo, for example. In Morocco, there are places where it reaches 45 degrees Celsius. I'm not sure about Cairo. 35. Well, 35 is very mild, actually. 35 is very mild, I would say. Because here in Morocco, in some places, in some cities, it reaches 45 degrees Celsius, actually, which is scorching hot. It's like boiling hot. All right, so where do you think is the mistake here in the sentence that you see above? They want to achieve great things. There is one word that is written in a wrong way. Tamara says, I'm from Turkmenistan and there is 39 degrees. All right, that's quite hot. I would say that's fairly hot. Perfect. Jerem, where are you from? And my friend Ahmed, where is my friend? Grace as well. Welcome. Basia, welcome. Ahmed B. Ahmed B was talking about meatballs, but he is no longer here. I hope you're still there. You can tell us all about meatballs. I would love to hear more about meatballs. And how are they related? Achieve, absolutely. It's exactly the same mistake as the previous one. It's achieve, it should be I before E. All right. Receive. Well, let me just check. There is a rule, but I'm not sure about it, so I'm not going to share it with you. Okay. Yes. All right. So this is a good one. This is a good one, actually. So spell the words that I'm saying. So I'm going to share with you some words. Let me just pull them up. So I'm gonna say some words, and you guys need to write them for me. So I'm gonna say them, and you need to write them. Give me a second. All right. So I'm gonna say words. Jerem, how are you? And where are you from? Want, went. Let me check. Let me go back. They want. No, they want is correct, actually. That's correct. All right. So I spelled the word that I'm saying. I'm going to say the word and you need to write it. But please don't use the autocorrect in your keyboard. Don't use autocorrect. Write it the way you think it is written and then share it with me, all right? So the first word, psychology. Psychology. Can you write for me the word psychology? Write the word psychology. Psychology means the study of the mind. How do we write that word? Psychology. So Grace says it's written this way. You can see your answers. You will see them on the top of the screen. Psychology. Ahmed B. What about you, Ahmed B? What are you joining us from? Psychology for Tamara. This is what I want. I want you to write it the way you think it is written. So far I have 3 types or 3 ways of spelling the same word. Psychology. Can you write for me psychology in the chat? This is how Grace wrote it, psychology, with the P. I don't know why. Oh, wonderful, Ahmed. I'm from Morocco. that's a good chance, like to see you here. Psychology. This is how Ahmed B wrote it. Psychology. This is how Tamara wrote it. So which one do you think is correct? I'm gonna share them on the top of the screen. Of course, you can share your answers with me in the chat. Basia joins Grace and pronounces it like this, and spells it like this. Psychology. So psychology. You can see the changing spellings on the top of the screen. Psychology. Ahmed B, how is the weather in Algeria today? Is it hot like it is in Morocco, or is it hotter? Is it less hot? How is it? All right. Oopsie. No. Wait a second. All right. Good. So actually, the correct word is This Basia and Grace, they spelled it the right way. So that's how we spell psychology. There is a P in the beginning, but it's physically. That's not psychology. That's not psychology. Yeah, that's not psychology. That's physically. That's not the word I asked you to spell. All right, let me write it for you. So that's how we write psychology. Psychology. There is a silent word. There is a P is silent. Exactly, Grace. Exactly. Yeah, here you are spelling a different word. This is how we write psychology, right? Most of the words in English, they are different, completely different. There is a big difference between how we write a lot of words in English and how we pronounce them. There is a big difference. All right. So let me go back. All right. The second word that I want you to write for me in the chat is business. Can you write for me the word business in the chat? Business. Write it the way you think it is written. Write the word business the way you think it is written in English, or the way you know. So Grace, for example, thinks that it's written this way, like you can see on the top of the screen. But yeah, you pronounce it, you spelled it correctly in the beginning. Business, wonderful. Yeah, right. Business. So I'm gonna tell you words, you write them. Tamara, business. Yeah, rock and roll, Jerem. Rock and roll. Business. All right, so you all got the word business correct. So let me see another word. All right, very good. I'm gonna share with you another word. All right, so business, you guys wrote it correctly. It's written like you wrote it. It's written business. All right. Yeah, it's written like this. It's written like this. Like you can see right here. So business, this is how we write business. Okay, let me give you maybe one more word or two more words. The next word I want you to write for me in the chat is schedule. Schedule. The word I want you to write is schedule. What is a schedule? A schedule is a program, especially your daily program. We call that in English a schedule. How do we write it? Can you write for me the word schedule in English? How do you think it's written? 2 says schedule. Schedule. Grace, schedule. All right. You guys wrote it in a very weird way. Why is there an H? Schedule, I said. So schedule is a program, especially your daily program. For example, let me give you the word schedule in a sentence. Let me see how Tamara wrote it. Okay, so I think all of you agree on one spelling. I was saying, let me give you an example, a sentence on how to say, or that portrays, or that illustrates how we use the word schedule. There are autocorrects by phone. Exactly. I told you before, try not to use autocorrect. Try to just write it the way you think it is written and then click send. That's a schedule. As I said, a schedule is a program. For example, let me illustrate that in a sentence. My schedule is very full today. Or I have a very busy schedule, meaning it's okay. I know all of you don't use the, not all of you use autocorrect. Autocorrect is actually sometimes automatic. That's why it's called autocorrect. It corrects on its own. My schedule is pretty flexible. I like that. Very good. My schedule is pretty flexible. Very good example, yeah, actually. Very good. All right, you guys are, I don't have any schedule or I don't have anything on my schedule. I don't have anything on my schedule. Perfect. All right. Yes. So I think you guys wrote it correctly. So it's written this way. Schedule. And by the way, the word schedule, sometimes it's pronounced schedule, schedule. Especially in, I think in the United Kingdom, it's pronounced schedule, schedule. Like it's pronounced the way it's written. But in the United States, mostly it's pronounced schedule, like with the K instead of sh sound. All right, let me give you another word. Let me check my list. Yes. All right. Is varied. Wonderful, Tamara. I like that you guys are scheduled, so with the sh sound. All right. The next word I want you to spell for me is neighbor. Neighbor. So a neighbor is a person who lives next to you. We say neighbor. Can you write for me the word neighbor? A neighbor, as I said, is the person who lives next to you or near your house. Neighbor. No, neighbor with an N. Neighbor, like the person who lives next to you, not labor. Neighbor. So Grace wrote it the way you see on the top of the screen. I'm gonna wait for two or I. Neighbor, you have something missing there. Yeah, here you have something missing there. Can you rethink? Neighbor, all right. So far I have two writings or two spellings of the word neighbor. So neighbor, neighbor. All right. So I have Jerem with a different one. What about the one end with not? Which one is right? What about the one end with not? I don't get your answer. And, all right, with bo. All right. I'm gonna come to that. Neighbor. All right. Let me give you the correct spelling of neighbor. I think you guys did a great job. All right. So neighbor meaning the person who lives next to you. Let me illustrate in a sentence. My neighbor is very kind. My neighbor meaning the person who lives next to me. My neighbor is very nice. Or my neighbors are very nice. Or my neighbors are Muslim, for example. How do we write it? Actually, there are two acceptable writings. One with OU, one with only O. Both of them are correct. So the one with OU is the British spelling. The one with only O is the American spelling. And this phenomenon with OU, with like some words, sometimes being written with O, sometimes being written with OU. This is not only for neighbor, this is for a lot of words. One of like a very famous one is color. So color, it can be written with O or with OU. Color. Let me share them with you. So, for example, color, it can be written with one O or OU. I have Yahya Ahmed says, my neighbor is very excited. That's a very good example. My neighbors are very helpful. Thank you guys for helping with illustrating the words. I really appreciate that. So as I was saying, if you have some words that are written with O or OU, both are correct. Both of them are correct, right? And let me tell you actually the reason. There is a reason why British people write with OU while Americans write with O. It simply comes to the past. So in the past, in America, when you wanted to post or to publish something, you will pay with letters. So you will pay for every letter. They will count the letters in your like article, for example, and then you need to pay some money for every letter. So what did Americans decide to do? They decided to drop some letters that don't help in pronunciation. So they went to like words like neighbor, and they said, well, the OU can be written as simply O. And as I said, they did that with a lot of words. Most of my neighbors move away to places closer to the city center. I like that. I have two neighbors. They are very kind. You guys beat me to like examples. So I'm very glad you are doing me a great favor by giving me the examples. That's funny. This is the first time I heard exactly. I was surprised. Me too. I was surprised when I first learned this in university. Um, all right. Should you please announce the winner at the end? Well, there is no winner. All of you guys are winners. Grace, would you love to be the winner? I think you are doing a great job. It's amazing history. Exactly. So you can see sometimes how money even can affect language. It can affect writing, how words are written. Like language is very interesting. And let me tell you something else. You know how there are a lot of words that are pronounced in one way but written in another way. Let me give you an example. The word that I want to give you is daughter. I think we all know the daughter. I have a son and I have a daughter. So a daughter is a female child. Your female child is your daughter. So, daughter. You can see daughter is written with a lot of words, but not all of them are pronounced. For example, the GH is not pronounced, right? So, so why is there like letters that are written exactly? Exactly. So why are there words that are written or letters that are written but are not pronounced? Simply because in the past, this word used to be pronounced doctor, like the GH was pronounced in the past. So writing does not change a lot because writing is fixed, right? Writing is fixed. But like pronunciation and speaking, it changes with time. So with time, people stopped pronouncing the GH, so it became daughter in pronunciation, but in spelling and in writing, we can still see it. And when I type doctor, if I heard exactly, it was indeed pronounced similar to doctor, actually. But it was like a fricative. So listen very carefully. So it was pronounced, or it was like uh, uh, pronounced as doctor, not doctor, but doctor. It's a sound that still exists in Dutch, that we can still hear in Dutch. And that sound used to exist in English. It was deleted from English. It was reduced from English. It's gone. It disappeared from English. But we can still see its traces in writing. And that's why these things are very interesting. Like yeah. All right. So okay, so let me share with you the words that we have been spelling so far. So business psychology schedule. We didn't do awkward, but yeah, this is how we write awkward. Foreign. You can see foreign, there is a GN in the end, but it's not fully pronounced. Neighbor. By the way, even neighbor, it has a GH that is silent. Neighbor. Your far left guy. What does that even mean? Far left guy. How am I a far left guy? Being a daughter is blissful. Perfect. Mr. Kerr. How am I a far left guy? I am someone's daughter. I am not. I'm someone's son, but you are probably someone's daughter. I want to find this very interesting. Let me see. You are a far left guy. Let me go back. All right. You are a far left guy. How am I a far left guy? And why? And what does that mean? Blissful. Blissful means it feels like a blessed to you. It's you feel like blessed to be to have a daughter. being a daughter. So if you are someone's daughter, you are blessed. Someone says I'm far left. I'm not far left, man. I don't, at least I don't consider myself far left. All right. Yeah, as I was saying, even the word neighbor, you can see it right here. Even the word neighbor has a GH that's not pronounced anymore, but it's there in writing. It's there in writing. Perfect. All right. Nah, there is no vocabulary. Really no vocabulary. I'm gonna go to grammar directly. All right. So for grammar, I have 2 exercises for you in grammar. The first exercise. She, her homework already. She, her homework already. Did, has done, doing, or do. Grace says has done. I know that you guys like grammar. That's why I left it to the end. I know you like to be challenged with some grammar. Did. Very nice. Very nice. I like it when people disagree in the chat. Has done. So for Grace, she has done her homework already. For Jerem, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. For Jerem, she did her homework correctly. Yahya joins Jerem and says she did her homework correctly. So which one do you think is the correct one? Which one do you think is the correct one? I would love to see viewers settle this disagreement. So Grace says she has done her homework already, while Jerem says did. All right, I have, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is it 2 or is it double I, or how do I pronounce your name? You say it's B, meaning has done. So I have 2 people who say has done, and I have 2 people who say did. So which one is correct? Can a third person settle this? And I think Basia just did that. So Basia says both are fine. I totally agree with this. Actually, I think both are fine. Oh, you mean your word, your name? What is your name? How can I call you? All right. The correct answer is has done. And let me explain to you why. Esteban, you are correct. You are correct. You just came here, you dropped the correct answer. You are correct. Esteban, by the way, where are you joining us from? I love to know where people are from. I'm going to explain to you why has done is more correct. Actually, both of them are acceptable, but B is much more acceptable. Grace, you win again. You win again, Grace. You are doing a great. I think you are the winner. I can say you are the winner already. All right. So, already is the word that decides what is the right tense. Already, the word already, when we find it in a sentence, we use the present perfect. We use has done or have done. Why? Because the difference between the past simple and the present perfect, both of them talk about actions in the past. Because when I say she has done the work already, that's an action in the past, right? You agree with me? When I say I have already done that, that means that I did it in the past. However, the difference between, and notice this, and like pay attention please to this point, the difference between the past simple and the present perfect. The past simple, we use it when the time is specific. When I specified when I did the action. For example, if instead of already, if we had yesterday, we should use the past simple. Good, Yahya, absolutely. So if we had instead of yesterday or instead of already, we had yesterday, the correct answer would be she did her homework yesterday. Why? Because yesterday is the time of the past and it is specific. We know exactly when the action happened. It happened yesterday, or 2 years ago, or last year, or last weekend. We know exactly when the action happened in the past. But when I say I have already watched the movie, it is in the past, but I didn't tell you exactly when I watched the movie. Did I watch it last year? Did I watch it last weekend? Did I watch it yesterday? I didn't tell you. I only told you I have watched the video or I have watched the movie already. All right, so I'm gonna repeat again. We use already, or when we have already in the sentence, we should use the present perfect. Why? Because this is, it expresses a time in the past, but the time is not specific. She has already done her homework. Did she do it last week? Did she do it last month? Did she do it a few minutes ago? Did she do it yesterday? We don't know. We only know that she has already done her homework. If work has been done already, has done exactly. So it's always, so when we want to use, or when we want to decide, sorry, when we want to decide, is that only for already? No. It's also for ever, for never, for just, for before, for all of these, for all of these words. Let me share with you my screen here. All right. For all of these words, we use the present perfect. If you have ever, never, just, before, all of these, all of these words, they refer to the past, but it is unspecific past. For example, I have never went. I have, or wait. I have never gone to Paris. Here, I'm not talking about a specific time. I'm talking about my whole life. I have never, right? So I'm talking about past, or you can take it as an experience. Like, I have never done that in my life. So all of these words, when you see these words, plus already, what time is in your country? It's 10 p.m. What about you? What about you? Because I know it's the timing of the live stream is not suitable for a lot of you, and I'm sorry for that. I'm gonna change it, maybe starting from September. I will try. Maybe I will ask you. I will do a voting, and you guys will vote on the 12 p.m. So I'm gonna do later. I'm gonna do a vote on the channel, and you guys will get to decide what time is suitable for you. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with whatever you choose. But you need to make sure to please subscribe to the channel if you would love to follow up with what's gonna happen. And of course, if you don't want to subscribe, I'm okay with that. But if you are having fun, if you are enjoying this live stream, if you are just, if you just want to be generous, double click on the screen, please. If you can just double click on the screen, that we can move on and see the second mistake. So let's check the second mistake. So, but please make sure to click that like button. 11, 12. Sorry, what days and hour do you teach? I'm always here live. Well, so for our channel, because I wanna address this question because we get this question a lot. Thank you, Esteban, for asking this question. So our channel on WooEnglish, we post videos every single day. Every day there is a video, right? There is a story, so you can listen to that story. And so our method of teaching English, the method that we have is we teach you English by listening. So you listen to something and automatically your brain starts remembering word. And this is, by the way, the method you learned your first language, your mother tongue. This is the way. So you listen to your parents speak, you listen to your brothers and sisters speak, and you started speaking yourself. You did not study grammar when you were 2 years old. You did not study grammar. However, so to answer your question, Esteban, I am live. You will meet me live here every Tuesday and Friday. Tuesday, like today, and Friday. Friday. All right? Tuesday and Friday at 9 p.m. GMT plus one. Like this time, minus 1 hour, because I'm already done. So I don't know what time is it in your country. For example, Basia, it's in Basia's country, it's 11 p.m. So the live stream starts at 10 p.m. in Basia's country. So take whatever time you have in your country and like minus 1 hour. That's when we start every Tuesday and Friday. All right. So basically in these live streams, I give you the chance to speak with me and maybe make mistakes in the chat so that we can correct it and we can learn from our mistakes. Right. I don't mind you guys making mistakes. Actually, I want you to make mistakes. I want you to make mistakes. Why? Because when we make a mistake, if I make them, even me, I make mistakes. I have a master's degree in English and I still make mistakes. I'm a teacher of English. I still make mistakes, right? Mistakes are part of life, right? Because a lot of people, they don't participate because they are afraid of making mistakes. But actually, learning is making mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, you will never learn. If you don't, is it a friend or a Tibet? I don't get it. So, if you don't make mistakes, you will never learn because you are not trying. If you don't make mistakes, that means that you are not even trying, right? So if you try, automatically you will make a mistake. And when you make a mistake, you will learn from that mistake. And when we learn from our mistakes, we will remember better because I made a mistake and someone corrected my mistake. So now I remember it very well because I was corrected. So I hope you understand this logic, and I hope you will not be shy. We are all learning here. We all make mistakes. Maybe I don't make as much mistakes in English as I used to do in the past. I still make mistakes, but in other things, I make mistakes in other things. If I want to learn something else, I'm okay with making mistakes because I know if I make mistakes, I'm trying. Making mistakes means you are trying. It doesn't mean you are bad. It doesn't mean your English is bad. It doesn't mean you are not a good learner. It doesn't mean you are not smart enough. It simply means if you make mistakes, it means you are trying. You are making an effort. Great. All right, let's go to the second mistake. All right. Please double click on the screen. I'm going to remove this. I'm not going to harass you. All right. Do you have online practice in time? I don't get it. I don't get it. Do you have online practice in time? I only have these two live streams. We are planning to start online classes. Like you will be in a class, an actual class, like with video. Like we will see you. I will see you, and you will see me. But not now. At least not now. Maybe in September, in October, maybe. Right? And there is something I want to tell you. Actually, I've been talking with people like in the team of the channel. I would love from time to time to have one of you guys come live with me here. Like I'm gonna send you a link, and you will appear with me here on the live stream, and we can talk about whatever you like, and you can practice your English with me, like in front of people, if you are brave enough, of course. If you are brave enough. All right. So let's see. Yahya, we will start maybe in September or October. So if we start, we will announce it on the channel. That's for sure. We will announce it on the channel. All right. So if I more money, I'd buy a house, a car. If I more money, I'd buy a car. I would buy a house, but the example says a car. If I more money, I'd buy a car. So this is what we call in English. I'm just gonna help you a little bit. This is what we call conditional. Conditional. Like conditionals are sentences that start with if. Sorry. You're right, but it's difficult. Thank you for it is well, Basia. If learning English or learning anything is easy, everyone will learn it. But because it's not easy, it's difficult. That's why people who like make more effort are better than people who don't make any effort at all. It is difficult, not because they find it easy, but because they too, like if a person is good in English, it does not mean that they found it easy. They found it difficult, but they made an effort. A person who you can find things difficult, but if you don't make an effort, you will not progress. If I had, what is I'd? I'd, thank you for your question, Adam. I'd means I would. All right, I'm gonna share it on the top of the screen. I'd means I would. It's the short of I would. And the would is the past of well. Is the past, almost the past form of well. So I'd means I would. So the full sentence is if I more money, I would buy a car. I would buy a car. So the answer, like you guys said, is I had. The verb is in the past, and the would is also in the past. Why? Because, very good, Jerem, absolutely. Because this is imagination. I understand all you're talking. Wonderful, Esteban. Great. And this is what I want. Today, you understand what I say. Tomorrow, you will say what you understand. Right? I like the sentence. So I'm going to say it again. Today, you understand what I say. Tomorrow, you will say what you understand. Right? You will have a lot of things that you understand them. Maybe today you cannot express them 100%, but tomorrow I'm sure you will, because you are putting in the effort. Esteban. So make sure to subscribe, Esteban, so that I will see you. I want to see you guys. Esteban, Yahya, Jerem, all of you, Basia. I want to see you all in the next live stream. All right? I really want to see you in the next live stream, because we're gonna see more activities like the one we are doing today. All right. If I had more money, I would buy a car. Why did we use the past? Because this is imaginary. I don't have money, so I'm imagining if I had money, this is what I would do. But I don't have money, so I'm just imagining. Or this is what we call in English a wish. I wish I had the money. For wishes in English, we use the past simple. Remember this. Even if I'm imagining or I'm wishing something in the present, in the conjugation, I use the past. I'm going to repeat this again. When we wish something in English, when we imagine something in English, even if we imagine it in the present, even if we wish it in the present, for the verb, we use the past. I'm going to give you another example. I am short, so this is present, right? If I was tall, I would play basketball. So I'm going to share with you the example on the screen so that you can understand it. So here, so the sentence that you see here above, I'm imagining in the present. All right, I'm imagining the present, but I'm using the past. I said if I was. I didn't say if I am. I said if I was, because this is not real. I'm just imagining. I hope this one is clear for you guys. All right, let me jump. I'm gonna jump a little bit. I'm sorry. I want to move to the riddles. I want to do just one or two riddles with you, and then we can move on. Of course, if you would love to like have more exercises, please make sure to be here at the same time next Friday. On Friday, I'm gonna be here again live on Friday. All right. So just remember. All right, wonderful, perfect. Remember, we use the past simple to talk about wish in the present. I wish I don't have money. I wish I had money. Not I wish I have money. I wish I had. But I'm imagining in the present. But it's imagination. That's why we are using the past simple. All right. So I want to finish this session. This wonderful. If I was tall, I would play basketball. Exactly. Me too. I'm tall, but I'm not that tall. I don't think I can play basketball. Riddle. What is a riddle? A riddle is a like a little enigma, little like question, and you need to figure what is the answer. So, number one, what has hands? It has hands, but it cannot clap. This is clapping. What is the thing that has hands, right? What is something that has hands, but it cannot clap? It cannot do like this. I have hands, but I cannot clap. So what am I? Or what is this thing? I have hands, but I can't clap. I have hands, but I can't clap. I like this answer. An octopus. You can see the first answer on top of the screen. An octopus. Very interesting answer, but unfortunately not the right answer. All right. His hand are broken. Yeah, it's good. The problem is your answers make sense. Listening but not speak. Well, Jerem, you cannot speak, but you can write. But I will try to give you the chance to speak with me. All right. Of course, you can still practice at home, by the way. I cannot hear you, but you can still speak at home. By the way, for octopus, we don't call them hands, we call them tentacle. Tentacle. Like the legs of an octopus, we call them tentacle. Centipede. Those are legs, not hands. You will be surprised. What is the answer? What has hands but cannot clap? This is clapping. Well, the answer is a watch. So for a watch, we call them hands. We call them hands. The thing that shows us the hour and the minute, we call them hands. But can a watch clap? Of course not. So what has hands but cannot clap is the watch. So a watch, it has hands. We call them hour hand, seconds hand, and minutes hand. But of course, a watch cannot clap. All right, good. We're gonna finish with this one. The more you take, the more you leave behind. The more you take, the more you leave. What is that? The watch, exactly, Yahya, exactly. You are late, Yahya, you are late, my man. The more you take, the more you leave behind. What is it? Smoke a cigarette. I like that. The more you smoke, the more cigarettes you leave behind you. But not really. Not the answer I'm looking for. I see your logic. Your logic is very good, but it's not the right answer, unfortunately. The more you take, the more you leave behind. Very interesting. Normally, if we take something, we leave less. Good. Tamara, I like your answer. Years. The more years I take, the more years I leave behind me. I like that answer. As I said, Very smart fellas, very smart people I have on my live streams. Sometimes, sometimes I don't think about the things that you guys say. The ideas that you share with me, the answers you tell me, I didn't even think about them sometimes. Age, birthday, I like your answers. The more birthdays you take, the more birthdays you leave behind you. Okay, as I said, you guys beat me. This refers that to everything that you have sometime, you have to lose or farewell. Well, but not exactly, Esteban. I see your answer. I understand what you are trying to say. A shadow. You are very close, Jerem. When you say shadow, you are very close. Very close. All right. It's your steps. When I take a step, I leave more steps behind me, like the traces. All right. I like your answer. I like your answer. The more photos you take, the more photos you leave behind you. But it's also the steps. The more steps I take, the more steps or more step traces I leave behind me. The more I take, the more I leave behind. All right. So let me see if I can find another one for you. There is one more that I want to finish with. Okay. All right. So let's finish with this one. What has to be broken before you can use it? This is something you need to break it if you want to use it. So what has relationship right? But if you break a relationship, if you break up with someone, they are gone. You're not gonna use it. All right. Yahya got it. Yahya, you are correct. It's the egg. So for the egg, all right, Jerome as well. All right. So I think this one was very easy. So next time, I promise you, I'm gonna get you very difficult riddles. I feel very bad because you managed to solve this one. You beat me to this one. And actually, bottle cover. But you don't break it. But for the egg, if you want to cook with the egg, you need to break it so that it can be usable. And with this little riddle that we have there, we get to the end of this live stream. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'm out of breath right now because I really had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed being with you guys. Thank you so much for the energy. You know, I always say this, and I will always say it. Sometimes at the end of the live stream, because I have been speaking for 1 hour, so I must be tired, but I'm not tired. At the end of the live stream, I have more energy than the beginning of the live stream. And this always happens to me. Like I start with this much energy. Normally the energy should go down, but when I'm with you guys in the live stream, my energy goes up. At the end of the live stream, I have a lot of energy, and this is something that I always find very funny, very interesting. Tom, thank you so much for your answer. Thank you guys. Yahya, Basia, Jerem, thank you guys. Ahmed as well. Two or I, double I. Tamara, all of you guys. Esteban as well. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you on Friday. Make sure to be here 1 hour before. So, well, on the whole, if you subscribe to the channel, we will let you know 1 day before when we are going to have the next live stream. So you just need to subscribe, of course. You will benefit from the channel. I'm sure of that. So if you subscribe, you will not miss the next live stream. Thank you so much, guys. Take care of yourselves.